Welcome. Come on in, everybody. How was your day? I know you can't talk back. Well, actually, you can talk back to me because you can put it in the comments. How was your day? That is the one thing that I do miss in this type of setting. Yes, we're live and welcome. Come on in. However, I do miss seeing your face. Like I'm used to seeing people's faces. And so I definitely miss that. But come on in. We are live, everyone. Guess what? We are on day 26. We are advancing on purpose, day 26 of our 30-day challenge to advance on purpose. So definitely calling all mid-career women, come on in, everybody. Yesterday, we talked about the importance of the power of one-on-ones. And so if you missed that, please go back and check that out. You can watch it on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube, whichever streaming platform you're watching me on. So catch the replays. Today, we're going to be looking to understand the critical importance of embracing the hybrid workforce and identify key areas that's going to help you as a leader to strengthen team cohesion. And as a time like this, when we do have so many people working in a hybrid type of state, it's so important that team cohesion is present. We need it more so than ever before. And so this session generally is just geared towards, you all know it, mid-career women who want that promotion, who wants that growth in their professional lives. Now, granted, anyone can watch, and I am sure you can gain valuable nuggets. But my name is Miranda Denise Watson, and I help mid-career women level up to executive level positions. And that's why we're doing this 30-day challenge for you to be able to advance on purpose. And right now we are living in a world that's increasingly tilting towards some type of hybrid workforce, a combination of remote and in the office team members. And I'm sure many of you can attest to this, as you may be hybrid, or you may be fully remote, or you may be going into the office every day. As leaders striving for excellence, the challenge is how to ensure team cohesion. We want to make sure that that cohesion remains strong and that no one gets left behind. And so, our talking points for today are the importance of communication, creating a culture of inclusion, and an emphasis on team building and personal connections, because in this type of environment, we still have to do things to make sure as leaders that we're pulling the whole team together and understanding each and every person has their own specific needs and their own preferences. And so you may be perfectly fine being completely remote. Okay. I'm one of those who's perfectly fine being completely remote. However, there are people who need to still get together. There are people who are in the building that still need that same type of attention. And then you do have people who are fully remote that still needs they need that team environment where, although they may not be in the building, they need to feel like they're in the building. And so you have to create that environment for everybody, and it is doable and you can do that. But before we jump all the way in, let's do a quick roll call. Listen, if you're catching us live, hey, and if you're catching the replay, hey to you too. Doesn't matter. We still want to know who you are, where you're tuning in from. If you're new, definitely let us know. if there's something that resonates, let us know that as well. Don't just say that's good, though. Let me know specifically, because I am here to help the mid career woman to level up to an executive level position. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe your level up is to a first line supervisor. Maybe your level up is to second line, or maybe your level up is to senior leader is management before you get to an executive level. Wherever you are in your mid career, you're in the right place, okay? And so let us know. I'm doing this for you. So if there's something resonating, let me know exactly what that is. When you talked about this, yes, or whatever. And if you have questions, please put them in the comments. I love questions. I love questions. So don't sit in confusion. Don't sit in, what exactly was she talking about? I didn't quite get that. If I am saying something that you're not getting and you want more, or you want to have a conversation about that, let me know. Let me know. I am here for you. And so, if you've been with me, you know that I love a story, because a story lets us know where we are. It can let us know where we can go. It can let us know I'm that person. Now, I know that there are people out there that love to make mistakes, and they're like, listen, I want to make my own mistakes. I don't even know. I wonder, and I'm thinking, because my daughter may be kind of like that sometimes. Let me make my own mistake. Or she also can't remember, or if she's like that, or if she's like, I can learn from you. I am that chick. Let me learn from your mistakes so I don't have to make it. I'm going to learn from you. And so that's, to me, what a story is all about. We can see ourselves, we can know what's possible, we can dream bigger. And so I love a good story. Now, this is going to be a quick story. A few years ago, I had the privilege to work with, and let me say this, if you're just joining me, I never give real names because I am a coach. And one of the things that I take extremely serious is confidentiality. And so I'm not going to give the real name just because I never want to put someone's story out there. And so we're going to talk about a lady named Angela. Wait a minute, I can't wink. I want to wink, wink, because obviously her name isn't Angela. I know. I'm gonna have to get my wink game up, y'all, because I was like, I ain't winked in a long time. Wink. Okay. Anyway, so Angela, brilliant leader, and she managed this high performing tech team. And so when the pandemic hit, her team had to make an abrupt stop, because obviously, like many people, remote work was the environment that we were living in. And so at the time, they faced challenges, communication lags, the feeling of isolation. How many of you feel that? Because I know people who, with the pandemic, not having an ability to see others, that isolation is real. And what I also need you to understand, if you're like me, you could be remote, you can not see very many people, and you're okay. Good for you. However, there are too many people who don't share that same viewpoint, and they need people. And so that isolation is so overbearing. And as a leader, we need to understand that. We need to understand our people's needs. And so, there was isolation, and because of all of it, a drop in team morale. And so, recognizing these hurdles, Angela chose to adapt her leadership style to better serve her changing team. She implemented a range of tools and processes designed for hybrid environments. She ensured regular communication and provided platforms where in office and remote workers could collaboratively work together and work effectively. And within a couple of months, her team started to bounce back even stronger than ever before, successfully releasing a product that has really soared in her marketplace. And so the lesson here is that a hybrid workforce is not a temporary phase at this. Honestly, we all should know this. It is not a temporary phase. It's our future. And so as leaders, understanding how to navigate this terrain effectively is crucial for short-term success, but more importantly, long term stability and sustainability. And so, our first point is going to be the importance of communication. And so, when we're speaking about communication in a hybrid team, physical distance can lead to communication gaps. You got to remember, when you're not in the same office every day with a person and when you're working remotely, it is not the same level of communication. And so if it's not managed effectively, the communication will just go off the rails. Good leaders recognize that communication should not be a one size fits all. Just like I was saying earlier, when it comes to isolation, if you're like me, where you're just like, oh, I could do this hybrid or not hybrid, I can do remote work. Everyone does not feel that way. And so when it comes to communication, not a one size fits all. Some people like I or instant messages. Some people like for you to pick up the phone and call them. Some people like video. So there's so many, and some people are still stuck on emails. Yes, I said it. Some people are still stuck on emails and they will give you 500,000 emails when you can pick up the phone and call. But that's okay. We like what we like. And so some members may prefer, again, the detailed emails, while others going to prefer this quick chat. And understanding these preferences and needs in a is vital when we're talking about team cohesion. So it's important for leaders to establish clear guidelines for communication in a hybrid team. This includes establishing regular check-ins and meetings, as well as outlining preferred communication channels and response times. Don't leave response times. Uh, When you say, get back to me, and you don't give anything else, it's get back to me. Okay, that's not good enough. We need to be even more cleared. Or clear. You need response times given, and that needs to be well established. By setting these expectation early on, team members are better equipped to communicate effectively and efficiently despite the physical difference. Additionally, leaders should encourage open communication and feedback, creating a culture that values and prioritizes communication within the team. And listen, while we're talking about this, let me throw this in here for free. When someone emails you, leaders, I'm talking about leaders, stop having the expectation that they are going to respond within 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. That was free. All right. Let's talk about our second point. Creating a culture of inclusion. A hybrid workforce is made up of diverse individuals with different work setups. It's crucial to make sure every team member feels like an integral part of the team. You do not want to walk in wherever we are, whether that's on a call or in an office, and feel like, oh, they stopped talking, and were they talking about me? Because they just stopped talking. We all all employees want to feel like they are integral, okay? Integral parts of the team. And this is where your commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion comes into play, creating a culture where each person feels seen, heard. They don't feel like you're talking behind their back and valued. Like that's what people, don't you want to feel like you're seen, heard, and valued? So does your people. Team cohesion and overall productivity rises when people feel valued. In a hybrid workforce, communication is also another crucial factor. Team members working from different locations and using different communication channels. It's again important to establish these clear communication guidelines. Also, understanding that you can have people from the West Coast, East Coast, and having that understanding. Does one coast then start at the same time, or is it okay that they start at their own perspective times? All of those things are so important to work out. Encouraging regular check-ins, again, using those collaborative tools and setting up those virtual meetings to ensure everyone is connected and informed. Effective communication promotes transparency, reduces risk of miscommunication, leading to better decision making in a more productive team. And our third point is the emphasis on team building and personal connections. And before I jump all the way into this, let me say this. Stop thinking Stop thinking everyone knows how to make a friend, okay? I say this with love. There are things that you as a leader thinks everyone just, it's a natural thing. You know how to do that. You know, you have introverts who just, it's hard. And when it comes to this communication thing, you as the leader need to model, you as the leader need to set up mechanisms so this can happen naturally until it can become a normal thing. Stop thinking people just have common sense or your common sense. It doesn't always work like that. I see it time and time and time and time and time again. Okay, now let's see. Oh, I see. Marseille said she is happy to learn from someone else's story. I see you. I see you. I see you. That means because we don't have to make those same mistakes. Okay. Emphasis on team building and personal connection. Leaders should strive to maintain a balance between professional and personal interactions. A sense of community and personal connection often drives team cohesion. And it's especially vital in a hybrid setting where members may feel disconnected, planning again the same old things, although they don't have to be the same old things. When I say whether it's a face-to-face team building activity, whether it's a get together virtually or in person, you can make them come alive. There are ways to be extremely creative in that. In addition to team building activities, leadership prioritize, again, the same things. Regular check ins, they don't have to be boring, they don't have to be drab, they can be fun, exciting. I have plenty of fun, exciting team building events, meetings, all of those things. This can help identify any personal or professional challenges your team will be facing or may be facing. It gives you the opportunity to be able to support them. It provides a safe and open space for team members to discuss issues And again, it just helps to foster this culture of inclusion and a culture of trust, transparency, furthering strengthening your team. And so I was reading this Forbes article about remote work status and trends in 2023, which breaks down to pretty much listen, you should probably know this. Hybrid's not going anywhere. Although some places they're trying to take it back. They're trying to take it back all in the building. Hybrid's not going anywhere. 12.7% of full-time employees work from home. 28.2% work in a hybrid model. By 2025, it's projected that 32 million Americans will work remotely. 98% of workers desire some form of remote work. Employee and employer preferences. 93% of employees plan to conduct job interviews remotely. 16% of companies are already fully remote. So, embracing the hybrid work model offers a multitude of benefits, ranging from increased employee satisfaction and productivity to cost savings and environmental impacts. It allows organizations to stay competitive and responsive to the evolving dynamics of the modern workforce. And so let's talk about our gift giveaways. We're not giving a gift tonight. However, I can tell you it'll probably be tomorrow. And listen, you want this gift. It is an ebook that is going to help the mid career woman. In order to receive this ebook, I need you to take a snapshot of this screen so you can scan that QR code, or you can go and look for Next Level Progression Tribe, and you can, do it that way. But either way, scan it or take a picture or snapshot so you can scan that QR code, join our group. Our group is all inclusive. Listen, if you are a leader, desire to be a leader, be in the group so you can get what you have need of. I've said this before. Not everyone has access to everyone just doesn't have access to training. I could do a whole shebang on just the fact everyone just doesn't have access to training, and everyone is not going to just be upfront with you either. And I am so tired of the, oh, let's close the curtain, let's not really tell them what's going on. I'm gonna tell you. So join our Facebook group. And also, please sign up for our virtual webinar. I want you to be there. I want to see your faces. Please go ahead, scan that QR code. I just dropped it also into our into the chat. Please sign up for this webinar. It's a free webinar, December 2nd at 11 a.m. I would I this is going to wrap up all of our 30 days. And not only that, you have access to laser coaching. You have access to me. I get to see your face. It's going to be a phenomenal time. So I look forward to seeing you there. And so let's end, right? All right. Embracing the hybrid workforce is not merely an operational adjustment. It's a leadership challenge and an opportunity that you must conquer. You must learn how to conquer, and you can do it successfully. If you're struggling, please come to the webinar and let's have that conversation on spot, because if you're struggling, somebody else is probably struggling as well. So let's have that discussion. So tonight we talked about the importance of communication. Tailor your communication style to meet the needs of your diverse team. Create that culture of inclusion. Actively work to create an inclusive environment that respects diversity and individuality of your team members. And then we placed an emphasis on team building and personal connections, because you must foster a community within your team to facilitate better collaboration. And ultimately, we want people to be satisfied with the work that they're doing. So, your role as a leader is to influence, lead by example, and serve your team in a way that promotes growth and opportunities. Now, I would like to end with a quote. Strength lies in differences, not in similarities. Listen, it's about our differences. That's what helps us to shine. And so, here's to your journey towards leadership excellence in the era of the hybrid workforce. Join me tomorrow for more insights and great nuggets, because it is my goal to help you move up in your career. You deserve to advance on purpose.